The crowd here is chanting Tayyip istifa. That means the Turkish Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan resign. Now we're in Gezi Park in Istanbul, Turkey's largest city. And this is where the protest movement began on Monday with just a couple dozen people protesting against a government plan to demolish the park and build a shopping mall. Well, the small group of demonstrators was repeatedly attacked by riot police using tear gas, water cannons, pepper spray, and it finally touched off citywide riots on Friday and throughout the night into Saturday morning. The riot police have withdrawn. The clouds of tear gas that were prevalent are finally gone, and the demonstrators are saying this is no longer about a park in Istanbul. It's now about the excessive use of police force and about the government of the elected prime minister himself, Recep Tayyip Erdogan.
This park was just, ignition of all that. Erdogan government is usually considered as authoritative. He has big ego. He has this, Napoleon syndrome on it. He thinks himself as the next sultan and controlling all this Middle Eastern politics and such. He needs to stop doing that. He's just a prime minister.
In a televised speech on Saturday, the Turkish prime minister demanded that the demonstrations come to an end. Well, you can see the end result of that request. He also conceded that perhaps the Turkish police had used too much tear gas against the demonstrators and promised to launch a government investigation. But Erdogan remained characteristically defiant, vowing that plans to demolish the park in Istanbul would go ahead, and adding that Taksim Square could not be ceded to what he described as marginal groups. The fact is, despite this sea of humanity, given his track record, Erdogan would likely win an election if his party competed in a vote again tomorrow. But this has perhaps served as a wake-up call that he can no longer afford to ignore the segment of Turkish society that did not vote for him. Ivan Watson, CNN, Istanbul.